Next, I wanted to cover just a general of the demo, the general information about how the demo level is set up. Um, One thing that I didn't have support for in the previous release, well, the 3.0 release, was properly doing level streaming. I tried to have something set up, but my knowledge was not fully there in general. Um, and in this one, I wanted to make sure, especially since, now seeing more of how the engine works and how everything uh, needs to be broken down in certain levels and certain type of like aspects of the game. I wanted to make sure that level streaming did work. Um, One of the things that I have in the level, if I can actually select it, actually first let me talk about the waypoint. I think I covered this in another video, but I just want to be more specific about it. The waypoints are used to pretty much go between point A to point B. With these waypoints, inside the actual waypoint itself, I actually have logic that can load a level stream that would set the player, the main player, to a hovering state or flying state in general, and keep them there until it's detected that the level stream has streamed in. And while this whole thing is going on, it will keep the screen black. If you want, you can actually continue the loading process or the loading screen that will probably show some kind of animation or whatever that you want to show while the system is loading in. And then once that's done, you can allow the fade in of your level to show up and things like that. But in general, there's two parts to it. There's the database aspect, which will be triggered by, hitting the start button, for instance. The start button doesn't have something that physically tells it, hey, where you need to start. The database in general has a database entry for this map, for this starting point, and it also has the level stream information in it. In this case, this is one reason why there's not really a level stream trigger inside of this, because this is a one-way trigger. But it will detect that, hey, demo-based level needs to be loaded when you come into this map. Before, I think I was more relying on the fact that in general, the way the engine worked was proximity based. If you were within this stream area, within this distance from that level stream, it will automatically load the level stream before you get to it. But it didn't give you real control over, hey, I want to unload this part of the map, or I want to do this, or I want to make sure this is loaded. So what this does is it lets you come in, specifically trigger this level stream so it can load everything that's attached to it. And because of this, the waypoint cannot be in the level stream. The waypoint has to be on the ground, so where, on the ground mounted, so it can actually do a trace down to know that the level is there, or something physically related to that level is actually there and loaded in before it lets your level load. But that's one reason why it has to be within the persistent level, so everything in the persistent level can be always there and always synced up. As you can see, some things that I have here should technically be within that level stream area. It's just these are the things that I've made after the initial setup of the level stream, so they never got put in here. Luckily, none of them actually physically fall out of bounds, especially these enemy AI. But I probably should move those into the level stream in general, just so that way your map can be nice and clean when you actually unload things, and you don't have a chance of anything falling through the rest of your ground. So, along with the level stream and making sure that you can control what's there and what's not there, we should also have it's called battle area transfer, but I tried to use it for general mapping of like designated areas. So like within games, how you want to have certain areas that have certain moods, certain battle music for certain areas, or just ambient noise, which is this, the ambient SFX for like wind in this case. I tried to have this set up to where it could kind of be a catch-all for area triggers to be able to send you to different battle areas and things like that when you're in this area, but it also has information about, your map information. This is the starting area, or you could just say that, hey, this is the snowy area ruins, and it tells you what level stream that it's attached to and what region we're currently in. This could be just your definition of like, your region just could be, the city of the area, how can I put this? The region would be like your entire map area. So like with me, I have the beginning of my game, which is my brain cut off, the Laputa ruins. But then within those Laputa ruins, I have, the underbelly, the mid tier, the main castle, things like that would be the actual area names, which I could put each of those little things inside of a level stream and level stream those in. And as you see right here, I have the host information for that level stream, so that way when you save your game and things like that, it can know what level stream is attached to that general area you're in. So like there's a lot of things that's intertwined to be able to communicate with each other, and this is just one of the new elements that I've created to try to bring some kind of like general mapping objects to be able to set up your map in interesting ways. The only thing I wish I could do is actually customize it to where the shape isn't exactly a box. So if this goes around the corner, I wouldn't have to duplicate this with the same data, but you do what you got to do. So as far as setting everything up, the first point of interest would be the actual NPC object. And actually I think I'm gonna split this off into another video, so I don't have hour-long videos like I did in the previous videos. So the previous one was just pretty much a general area setup, and the next one will be more specific about the NPCs in general, since that has a lot more data and a lot more setup to go over. Thank you.